Macro Show is our team putting everything together for you by 8:30 in the morning. Everything that you need to know before the market opens and getting you ready for the market day.
Darius Dell here to welcome you to the Hedgeye Macro Show for Wednesday, March 11th.
It starts with asset allocation. I think about what would I be doing with my own money. We tell you what we like incrementally in terms of stocks, bonds, commodities, fixed income, cash.
We reduced U.S. equity exposure to 12% from 14% yesterday. Also reduced international equity exposure to 11% from 12%.
Number two, we go through the top three things. Top three things are really the summary of what I think really is going to matter to the markets, mostly because the markets have told me that.
Top three things in my notebook this morning. Number one, the U.S. dollar. Number two, the bond market, or the 10-year bond yield specifically. And finally, number three, China.
Now the grind, that happens after the top three things. I'll go through systematically levels, S&P 500, volatility levels, VIX, sectors, what we like, what we don't like, Asia. I'll do all of Europe. I will do all of commodities. The year-to-date lows for the CRB index, which is, of course, a 19-component commodity index, and it looks like hell. I'm just the one who told you not to be long gold, so that's good. And a commentary on anything that's going on in private equity, M&A banking, and capital markets. A very important economic data point, the World Bank cut their growth forecast. And then we take your questions.
2 questions here in the queue.
China devalues the yuan by 10 to 15% versus the dollar. What are the ramifications for U.S. rates?
Do you think the activist corporate bond offering yesterday created a temporary downward pressure on the TLT and EDV?
Your questions are really important to us in as much as the transparency that we're trying to give right back to you on how we're thinking about certain things.
Question on Shake Shack. What are your thoughts on it? And $20 hamburgers in June.
What is the probability that the Fed raises rates in June simply to raise rates?
What's the most non-consensus but thoughtful thing you've heard?
The history of this is really going back to the start of the firm, where I'd have institutional clients call in and ask me what is going on.
It's a 0% commodity exposure.
All of risk in global macro is nonlinear, it's dynamic, it's constantly changing. That's why you need the Macro Show. The guy's fascinating, fantastic. I'm also waiting for him to walk on water later in the year. You get to see what the pros do, and we do it on the Macro Show for you.